Hello, can you hear me? Yes? Can you guys hear me well? Yes or no? Hello? Can you see me? Can you Okay, good. Yes. Good. Okay, let's start our class. So 32 students, right? 32, today's class 0, 8, 10, 34. Okay, almost all students are here. Okay, good. So let me see. Just give me a moment and just looking here where I am, okay? Okay, I have a question, okay? I see here, this is your, let me see if I can show, I need to show you guys this, okay? Okay, so I don't have a way to show you here. Maybe, so let's see here. Do I have 33 students? Right. Okay. So let's do it differently. I'm gonna start this class in Tencent because there I can show you. Okay. All right, so waiting a little bit for you guys to show up. So here in this other platform, I can share my spreadsheet so I can talk to you better. All right, 18 students. I'm just waiting for everybody to come in, so I want to share something with you, okay? So, share. All right, can you guys see the spreadsheet? You can type yes if you can see, okay? In the chat box, you can type yes. If you can see the spreadsheet, you can type yes. Can you see the spreadsheet? The Excel spreadsheet? Can you see the spreadsheet? You type yes if you can see the spreadsheet, the Excel. I ask you if you can see the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet. Can you see the spreadsheet? Let's see here. Okay, yeah, okay, I was waiting. Okay, yes, I can. So I wanted to see if you guys can see. So here it is your class, okay? Your class is A10, right? So I have your groups here in color, your names. We have attendance for 3 days, 1, 2, 3 days attendance. We had a homework here, so one homework already, right? So those in orange, they missed to deliver the homework, right? So they miss delivery, so they get 0. So if you are those one in orange and have 0, it's because you missed the homework. I will send you after class, I will send you the spreadsheet. But if you deliver the homework late, it's not going to be 10 points anymore, the maximum. And another thing is that I wanted to comment with you guys is this part here. For example, part with others. So this one is the book, the key to learn English, the first column. The second one is Halloween. And the third one is the review. I gave you the review last class. And nobody delivers anything yet. See, 0. Nobody delivers. I have other classes, for example, the other class here, A05. So most people already deliver, right? So they delivered, see, 9.2, 10, 10, 9.5, 10, 10. They deliver the book, the Halloween, and the review. So you don't want to leave this for the last thing, right? So the book and the Halloween, you can leave until the end of the semester. But the review was supposed to be done before today. I gave you 1 week for doing the review. So our last class, I gave you, you have to do the review. Nobody did it. I fear like you guys did not understand what I said. So my concern is everything here is white, blank. Nobody deliver anything. So you have to deliver this number 3 already. So let me see here, for example, this is your class, right? Okay, let me share another place here. Share DingTalk. Okay, this is your DingTalk class group. DingTalk class A010. Okay, this is your class. So last class I sent you this book quiz, 100 questions delivered the week before last week. Okay, you still have time to deliver this one. Number 2, Halloween. Deliver the week before last week. So you still have time to deliver. But number 3 here, write a review 1 week from this class, Tuesday. So today is Tuesday. Nobody delivered the review. So you did have 1 week, nobody delivered. So you guys did not understood. So here's the this video here, right? This video here was explaining to do the review. And then I have this picture here to do the review. You go to the profile, go to the My Courses, and leave a review here. So nobody did this. So my question is, nobody understood what it needs to be done? I feel like your guys did not pay attention last class, or something happened because nobody did it. So you need to deliver. Okay, let me go over, right? So how can you do the review? Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna share my website with you guys. Okay. This is my website, okay? The first assignment. The first assignment is you're gonna come here. Menu quizzes. This is the first assignment. 130, the quiz to learn English. This is the first assignment. 100 questions. You click here, take the quiz. This is your first assignment. You scroll down, start. See, this is your first assignment, question 1.50. You find the answer in the page 50. So you do this assignment here. This is your first assignment. You still have time to do this one because you have until the week before the last week. This is the first assignment. Okay, the second assignment. So you come here, courses or quizzes, right? For example, you need to watch a video first. So come here, courses. And then you come to the last course, this one here. Halloween Zombies in plain English and quizzes. So click here. So this is a free course. And this is the video, Halloween Zombies video. Halloween Zombies video, you can watch it here, free. So click here, watch this video. So after watching this video, come here, Halloween Zombie quiz. This is quiz, 501 quiz. So you click here, and then this is your quiz, right? 10 questions. You have 10 minutes to do the 10 questions. This is the second assignment, okay? So the second assignment is also 1 week before the last week. So the first and the second, you still have time. And in the last class, I gave you the third assignment. So let's go and see the third assignment. The third assignment is a review, okay? So for the review, you come here. And then you come here to the name, your name. So click in the profile, your name, profile. Click here, the profile. This is the profile page. This is where I see your information. Remember. So I ask you to register your name, your class. For example, your class here right now is A10, right? So you come here. If, for example, if you did register your name wrong, you come here, right? Let's correct. So your class is A10. A10, your name, and your number is 5555. So let's say you did your name wrong. You come here and correct it, right? Put your class is A10, your name, your number, and then you click save. Change here, right? A10, it changes. So A10, the name, and the number. So it changed your name, okay? Just in case you did register wrong, because I asked you to register like this. Class, name, and number. And then you come here, my video courses. So when you click the video courses, it's going to show up every course that you have enrolled in. So in this page here, my courses, it's going to show every course that you have enrolled. So here you come, for example, I have enrolled in the Key to Learn English. Halloween quiz. So when you come here the end of the course, there's a leave a rating. So click here, leave a rating. Put the stars, whatever, the stars, how many stars you think it is. Put the stars, and then you're gonna write something. So write your review here. So I'm gonna write something there, okay? This is your third assignment, and then you take a picture of the review and send it to me in WeChat so you can gain the point. I'm doing the review here because nobody delivered anything in your class yet. I'm a little bit worried that you guys did not understand. This is the review of the 3 assignments: the book quiz, the Halloween quiz, and the review quiz. The review you're supposed to have done before this class. The review I asked you to do in 1 week. So you're supposed to be done before this class. But nobody in this class did it. So this is why I'm reviewing it. Okay? So let's close this one here. Okay? I'm still gonna give you a chance. So please do those 3, okay? So do the review. Okay? I will let you do it again. Not again, do it, right? Do it the first time. Alright, so let me open your course now, your class, right? So it's gonna be all right. So this is your our topic today. We're gonna be starting the chapter 2, communication and misunderstanding. Okay. Part 1 is a poem. So you need to listen this poem, and then you need to read it by yourself in a way that you can practice pronunciation. Okay. So I'm gonna let you listen now the poem. So let's listen to the poem. Let me put the poem here just a moment.
But you didn't, by Anonymous. Remember the day I borrowed your brand new car and dented it? I thought you'd kill me, but you didn't. And remember the time I dragged you to the beach and you said it would rain, and it did. I thought you'd say, I told you so, but you didn't. Do you remember the time I flirted with all the guys to make you jealous? And you were. I thought you'd leave, but you didn't. Do you remember the time I spilled strawberry pie all over your car rag? I thought you'd hit me, but you didn't. And remember the time I forgot to tell you the dance was formal and you showed up in jeans? I thought you'd drop me, but you didn't. Yes, there were lots of things you didn't do, but you put up with me and loved me and protected me. There were lots of things I wanted to make up to you when you returned from Vietnam, but you didn't.
Okay, so this is the poem that I want you to read, right? Listen and read out loud. This is your exercise for improving pronunciation. So you needed to hear first to see how does she pronunciate the words, and then try to pronounce the same way. So you're going to do this after class, okay? This is not in class because we are online, and then you can do it later. So you will receive the recordings of the class, so you can listen again listen her again reading, and then you can practice by yourself after class, okay? So this is number 1. So you can practice yourself, but you can practice alone by yourself after class. I just want to say that this is kind of a sad poem. I kind of listened and felt like sad, right? So the guy went to the war, right? So why he didn't come back from the Vietnam? Vietnam is the war. The United States sent a lot of young people there, and he didn't come back. It means that he died. So it's a sad poem, but it's a nice one, right? So they love each other. He kind of put up with many things that he didn't do it. That was good, right? He'd never drop her. He never hit her. It was good. All right, number 2. Task number 2. Task number 2 is a small dialogues that you have to listen to the dialogue, and then I will ask a question. And then you need to type the answer in the chat box, okay? This is how we're going to do it. So I'm going to play the first one now, and then you pay attention, listen, and then I'll make a question. And then you have to answer A, B, C, or D. So the first one is in the screen, right? So task number 2, question number 1. So let's put the number 1 here.
Have you had the opportunity to read the latest weather report?
Yes, I read that a typhoon has gone through Taiwan. It caused a lot of flooding.
Question. What does the woman say about the typhoon?
Okay, what does the woman say about the typhoon? It causes flooding, causes high winds, causes homes to be destroyed, or causes trees to fall. What's the answer?
1. Have you had the opportunity to read the latest weather report?
Yes, I read that a typhoon has gone through Taiwan. It caused a lot of flooding.
Question. What does the woman say about the typhoon?
Can anyone type in what's the answer? What does the woman say about the typhoon?
1. Have you had the opportunity to read the latest weather report?
Yes, I read that a typhoon has gone through Taiwan. It caused a lot of flooding. Caused a lot of flooding. It caused a lot of flooding. Has gone through Taiwan. A typhoon has gone through Taiwan. It caused a lot of flooding. A typhoon has gone through Taiwan. It caused a lot of flooding. 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 A typhoon has gone through Taiwan. It caused a lot of flooding.
Question.
Yes, number A, letter A, causes a lot of flooding. Very good. Let's see number 2 now. Move on.
2. It is interesting how people behave when you tell them that you do not agree with them.
Yes, people sometimes behave differently when you do not agree.
Question. What is interesting to the man? 2. It is interesting how people behave when you tell them that you do not agree with them.
Yes, people sometimes behave differently when you do not agree.
Question. What is interesting to the man?
So what's the... Okay, B, right? People behaviors when there is disagreement. Yes, very good. Now letter B is correct. Very good. Number 3 now.
3. I want to travel to the UK before Brexit happens.
It is a good idea to travel to the UK now, before things change forever.
Question. What place is going to change? 3. I want to travel to the UK before Brexit happens.
It is a good idea to travel to the UK now, before things change forever.
Question. What place is going to change?
Anyone? What's the D, right? UK is going to change, right? He said here UK. Very good.
3. I want to travel to the UK before Brexit.
Yes, UK. Letter D, UK. Very good. Next one now. Letter number 5, okay?
4. My wife is a really nice person. She takes care of me when I am studying.
I have met her. Your wife is a wonderful person.
Question. How does the man describe his wife? 4. My wife is a really nice person. She takes care of me when I am studying.
I have met her. Your wife is a wonderful person.
Question. How does the man describe his wife?
Okay. How does the man, okay? How does the man?
My wife is a really nice person. 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 She takes care of me when I am studying.
I have met her. Your wife is a wonderful person. Your wife is a wonderful person. Your wife is a wonderful person.
Okay, the question is,
Question. How does the man describe?
how does the man, right? So the man said, my wife is nice. And the woman said, your wife is wonderful. So you guys put a wonderful, right? So this is the wrong one, okay? So this is how the woman described wonderful. But the man described his wife as nice, okay? So the correct one is B, okay? Correct one is B. Okay. Number 5 now, okay? Let's move to number 5. That's okay. Don't get discouraged, okay? That happens a lot. Number 5 now.
5. My university campus is beautiful. There are many trees and walkways.
My university campus is in the middle of the city. It is busy, not pretty.
Question. How does the man describe his university? 5. My university campus is beautiful. Campus is beautiful. University campus is beautiful. My university campus is beautiful. My university campus is beautiful. My university campus is beautiful.
Yes, he's described his university beautiful. Letter C is the correct one. Very good. Well done. The next part here is for you guys to match those words, right? Those words in the box. So responsible, clarification, essential, perspective, articulate, beneficial, misunderstanding, emotion, conversely, and globalization. So you have to match those words with its definition. We have 1 to 10 definitions. So you're going to match the word with its definition. I'm going to give you... Alright, I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Is that fine? 3 minutes, okay? I start in counting, 3 minutes, and then I'll come back here, okay? Match those words. Go ahead and do it. All right, 3 minutes. So let's go back and try to check the answers, okay? So what's the first word? The definition, the first definition is the way that countries and people of the world interact and integrate. The first one is the way that countries and people of the world interact and integrate. So number one, what's the word? What's the word that fits the definition? You need to type in a letter. I mean, not type in a letter. You need to type the word. So what it is the word that has the definition of the way that countries and people, okay, yes, globalization. Very good. Okay, globalization, yes. Number two now, okay, number two. So number two, failure to understand something correctly. Number two, failure to understand something correctly. Failure to understand something correctly. So what's the word number two? Failure to understand something correctly. Number two, failure to understand something correctly. Give your best guess. Have you looked in the dictionary? I give you 3 minutes, right? Misunderstanding. Yes, misunderstanding. Good. Misunderstanding is the word number two. All right, number three now. Having the obligation to do something. Having the obligation to do something. Having the obligation to do something. Number three. Yes, responsible. Responsible is to have the obligation to do something. Very good. Number four now. Number four, having or showing the ability to speak fluently. Having or showing the ability to speak fluently. Okay, I see the answer there. Articulate. Very good. Articulate is the word for having the ability or showing ability to speak fluently. I am really appreciating that I'm seeing more than one student typing the answers. Other classes, almost only the same student. I am happy now, okay, that you guys participating. Very good. Okay, word number five now. Having feelings that are easily excited or openly displayed. Having feelings that are easily excited. Emotion, yes. Feelings have to do with emotions. Yes. The right or the word number five is emotion. Word number six now. Favorable or advantageous, resulting in something good. Favorable or advantageous, resulting in something good. Favorable or advantageous, resulting in something good. Word number six, favorable. What something is favorable? Anyone? You don't know this word? Something favorable, right? Favorable or advantageous, resulting something good. It's the right word here, yes, beneficial, okay? When it's beneficial, it's favorable. It's going to benefit you. It's favorable for you. Or something good, beneficial. Okay. 7. Point of view or particular attitude regards something. Point of view. Point of view. This is the best one. Point of view. So what's the point of view? What's the word? Point of view or a particular attitude regarding something. If you have a different point of view than me, so we have a different what? Number 7. If you are in the different point of view, for example, you are in the university. I am here in my building, 33 floor, right? So you see university different than me because you are inside of the university. I am outside looking from the top. So we do have what? Different. What's the word? We have different perspective, okay? We have different perspective because we have different points of view. So the word here is perspective. So different point of view is perspective. Number 8. In an opposite or contrasting way. Opposite or contrasting way. Number 8, opposite or contrasting way. What's opposite or contrasting? Conversely, yes, conversely. Number 9, action of making a statement or situation less confused. Number 9, making a situation less confused. For an action or making a statement or a situation less confused. Clarification, yes, very good. Clarification, this is when you make things less confused. And the last word, absolutely necessary, extremely important. Absolutely necessary or extremely important. Absolutely necessary or extremely important. The last word. Come on, guys. What's the last word? Absolutely necessary. Something that is I'm pointing to the word. Can you see the screen? I'm pointing to the word. Something that is absolutely necessary or extremely important. No one? Essential, yes, something that is essential is extremely important. You cannot go without because it is essential, right? So, okay, these are the 10 words. This is your vocabulary part of the lesson. Remember, vocabulary, it is important. So there will be one question in the final exam about vocabulary. So know every word from the vocabulary part of those lessons. There will be a question. All right, so move on. So let's talk about the vocabulary skill, okay? So clues to the word meaning. So when attempting to infer the meaning of a new word, is often useful to look at the what comes before and after that word. The surrounding words can give readers helpful context, clues about the meaning and structure of the new word, as well as how it is used. So it's often, right? So a student comes to me and asks, teacher, should I stop and look in the dictionary for every word that I don't know? So you're reading a page and you find a word that you don't know. Should I stop and go and look in the dictionary for every word? So my answer is no. So you should read the whole page or the whole chapter before going to look the dictionary. Because when you stop every time, you break your line of thinking. So when you come back, you say, what I was reading again? So you have a hard time to remember. You're breaking your line of thought. So you should not stop every time. You should read the whole page and then come back for the words that you don't know. But the thing is, why should you read the whole page? Because sometimes, or I might say very often, the word, it is in the context that's going to help you figure out the meaning. So by seeing the words that comes before, by seeing the words that comes after, by seeing the topic they're discussing in the paragraph, it's going to help you understand the meaning of that word. Sometimes you don't even need to look in the dictionary because you can figure it out by yourself. What's the meaning of this word? For example, these are the common types of context. So the book here, your lesson manual, brings some some types of contexts. For example, root, word, and affix. So sometimes the words begins with the same root or the same affix. In this case here, example, people who study birds are experts in ornithology. So there are a lot of words who finish, or the affix is logy. So psychology, ornithology. So those words have the same ending, the same finishing part. So what does it mean, ornithology? The study of birds. What means psychology? The study of mind. So the logy means study. So ornithology means study of something. So just by knowing the affix or the root, you can know or understand a lot of words. The second type of context is a contrast. So when the word is opposite, for example, beautiful, and what's the opposite? Ugly. So if you know the ugly is the opposite of beautiful, okay, you know the word beautiful, right? Because it's the opposite. You know ugly, so you know beautiful, because it's the opposite, it's the contrasting. Here's the example. Unlike mammals, birds incubate their eggs outside their bodies. They're opposite. Mammals don't have eggs, and birds have eggs. They have opposite ways of having offspring. Okay, next one, logic. Birds are always on the lookout for predators that might harm their young. So this is logic, right? So predator, somebody's going to destroy. So the birds fly away, they look for hiding places, right? Okay, definition. Definition is the dictionary, right? You go to the dictionary to find the word's definition. So what's the definition of the word frugivorous? Frugivorous is somebody who eats fruit. For example, frugivorous birds prefer eating fruits than any other kind. Illustration. Some birds like to build their nests in inconspicuous spot. So you don't know what it is inconspicuous. Now I'm going to give you an example of an inconspicuous spot. So inconspicuous spot here is a high up in the top of the tree, hidden by leaves. This is an example of inconspicuous spot. So by giving you an example, now I understand what is inconspicuous. Okay, inconspicuous. Grammar. Many birds migrate twice a year. Grammar also helps you understand the meaning, okay? For example, many. You can use many with birds, but you cannot use much. Much is for uncountable, many for countable. You can count birds. 1 bird, 2 birds, 3 birds. So you can say many. But much you only use for uncountable, like milk. You cannot say 1 milk, 2 milks. So these are the types of context. So the context that the word was in is going to help you figure out the meaning of the word. So let's do an exercise that is exactly like this, okay? So this is task number 4. So what it is the word that fits in here? So people who invest something in a business are called investor. So let's say that we have a word here that you don't know. For example, word X. People who invest X in a business are called investors. So what is this letter X that I'm putting there? The word X means. So people who invest something, X, in a business are called investors. So what's the meaning of the X? Anyone, you can type there. What do you think is the meaning? What do you think that the words that fits, that goes in there? People who invest something, blank here, right? Or X, whatever, in a business are called investors. So what it is the word that fits in there? People who invest what? For example, you're reading a text. People who invest X in a business called investors. You don't know what X is. But for example, what is the context? X is related to investment. X is related to investment in a business. So if you invest X in a business, you're called investor. So what might be X? So this is the context, right? So the context is this word is related to people who invest, is related to businessmen, right? So what is the word that goes in there? You have so many clues, right? Clues, the words before, the words after. You have no idea? For example, money, right? So people who invest money in a business are called investors. So now you know the word money. Money is related to investments, is related to business, is related. So you can figure out the meaning because the word is in the context, is in the middle of the phrase. If I just give you the word X or money, so you don't know the meaning, it's hard to figure out. But now I give you the word inside of the context. People who invest money in a business are called investors. Because of the context, you can know the meaning. Did you understand? Okay, number 2. I am unemployed unless I can get something at the mall. So what is the word that goes in there? I am unemployed unless I get a. For example, for me to be unemployed, I don't have what? Not post. Is all okay? It's close enough. Okay. So I am unemployed unless I get a post. In this case, a post is your job. Okay. So I am unemployed unless I get a job at the mall. Okay. So I am unemployed unless I get a job. If I don't get a job, I'm still gonna keep being unemployed. For example, I am employed. I work as a teacher. So unless for example, if I am unemployed, don't have a job, I still be unemployed unless I can get a job. So the best word here is job. But the word post is not so far away. Or road post is okay. It's kind of so-so. But the best word is job, okay? Number 3 now. An entrepreneur is a person who starts a business, something. An entrepreneur is a person who starts a business. So what's the word that goes in here? An entrepreneur is a person who starts a businessman. So start a businessman? No. Right? So business cannot be man. For example, I feel like if you put the word alone here is better. Entrepreneur is a person who starts a business alone. But man is not so far. I can see your line of thinking, okay? You're not so far off. You're doing a good job. Okay? But I feel like the lesson here says alone. Okay? Okay, number 4. Many people will not zip line because they are afraid of. So this one might be harder. If you don't know zip line, you don't know the word that goes in here. Many people will not zip line because they are afraid of. So do you know zip line? If you don't know zip line, it's going to be hard. So the word that goes in here is heights. Many people will not zip line because they are afraid of height. Afraid of height is a high altitude. For example, if I'm afraid of height, I'll be very uncomfortable because I'm leaving the 33rd floor. Very height. Okay, number 5 now. This one is easy, okay? This one is easy. A business plan acts like a guide for a person starting something. So a business plan acts like a guide for a person starting what? You can try this one. Anyone? Number 5 now. A business plan acts like a guide for a person starting something. What is it? Hello, are you guys still there? So what is a business plan for? A business plan acts like a guide for a person who is starting something. What is it? What word can go in here? So what is a business plan good for? Do you ever written a business plan? For example, if you're gonna go to a bank to get a loan for starting a business, right? So the bank is gonna ask you, what is your business plan? I want to see your business plan before I give you a loan. So a business plan acts like a guide for a person who is starting a company, right? Not compass, company. Maybe you're mistaken, right? You want to write company. So starting a business plan acts like a guide for a person starting a new company or starting a business or starting an endeavor, a new endeavor. So I feel like 3 words fits in there. New company, new business, or a new endeavor, okay? Maybe you wrote wrong here. Compass, you mean company, right? Company, not compass. Compass is something that you're gonna say north, south, west, and east. This is a compass, okay? They point direction, north, south, east, and west. This is a compass. Okay, this is task number 4. So we finished part 1. Now we're moving to part 2, listening and understanding the expressions about advantages. Okay, let's read this paragraph together. Listening skills, listening for advantages. So when you want to capture your viewer's attention, for example, I want to capture your attention. I want you to pay attention to my class. So I want to capture your attention. So what should I do? What people usually do when they want to capture somebody's attention? They usually say the benefit. They usually say the importance of something. For example, I want you guys to pay attention to my English class. So I want to capture your attention. So I would say, okay, let me say the advantages of learning English. Because if you see the advantages of learning English, perhaps you might be, it is important to pay attention in the Gameiras class because learning English is important. So there are 3 ways I can do this, right? I can state clearly the advantages. I can, number 2, I can put forward as a question. For example, I say the advantages is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I might say, why is important to learn English? I can put in the form of a question. So and then I can give the answer. It is important because 1, 2, 3. Or number 3, explain what the advantage will bring for us or what will possibly happen. For example, learning English will help us to do business with the world. Learning English will allow us to make friends around the world. So when you state the advantage, you kind of capture your viewer's attention. And if you can convince them that this is important, they will make some effort and they will going to buy your product. They're going to pay attention to what you have to say. They're going to do whatever you're saying because it is important. There's some advantages of doing it. So this is the listening skill when you're talking about listening for advantages. All right, so let's finish this theory. Now let's go for the practical part. So this is the same thing, okay? Small dialogue, and you need to answer the question, okay? Let's hear the first one, the small dialogue.
One, it is essential to be clear when explaining what you would like your employees to do.
Yes, a boss must be an effective communicator.
Question, what does a boss need to be?
All right, number one, what is it the answer? What does a boss needs to be?
1. It is essential to be clear when explaining what you would like your employees to do.
Yes, a boss must be an effective communicator.
Question, what does a boss need to be? 1. It is essential to be clear when explaining what you would like your employees to do.
Yes, a boss must be an effective communicator. Boss must be an effective communicator. A 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 boss must be an effective communicator.
Everyone, anyone?
Question, what does a boss need to be?
So what does a boss needs to be? I'm waiting. I need to see at least one student typing the answer. Okay, what's the letter? So what a boss needs to be?
A boss must be an effective communicator. 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 A boss must be an effective communicator.
I'm getting tired of here. Okay, very good. A good communicator. A boss must be effective. To be effective, he needs to be good, right? So letter D is the correct one. Very good. Thanks for your participation. I wanted to see you guys participating, okay? So number 2 now. Okay, put number 2 there.
Two, it is important to write notes after having an important conversation.
It is beneficial to have notes for your own personal record.
Question, what does the woman find helpful? 2. It is important to write notes after having an important conversation.
It is beneficial to have notes for your own personal record.
Question, what does the woman find helpful? 2. It is important to write notes after write notes to write notes important to write notes. It is important to write notes after it is important to write notes after having an it is important to write notes after having an important conversation. It is important to write notes after having an important conversation. It is important to write notes after having an important conversation.
It is beneficial to have notes for your own personal record.
Question, what does the woman find helpful? It is important to write notes after having an important conversation.
It is beneficial to have notes.
Yes. For example, if you have notes because of the conversation, right? You're having a conversation, you have notes, it's useful, right? So the question is, what does the woman find helpful, right? The notes are helpful to remember the conversation, okay? So you guys have a little bit of misunderstanding, right? So it's not about the conversation. What is helpful is the notes. All right, good. No problem at all. So this is why you're don't be discouraged because you made a mistake, right? You're just learning. Okay, number 3 now.
3. It is an advantage to have a woman's perspective.
I agree. Sometimes we think with our emotions.
Question, what do they mean? 3. It is an advantage to have a woman's perspective.
I agree. Sometimes we think with our emotions.
Question, what do they mean?
Number 3, what do they mean?
3. It is an advantage to have a woman's perspective.
I agree. Sometimes we think with our emotions. 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 Sometimes we think with our emotions.
Yes, letter C. Woman think with her emotions. Letter C, what do they mean? Woman think with emotions. Okay? So this is the correct one. Number 4 now.
4. It is beneficial of technology development because communication has become easier than ever.
Yes, today's communication tools make it possible to connect with each other in many different ways.
Question. Which of the following statements is not mentioned in the dialogue?
This one might be a bit harder because you have to tell me which one they did not mention. Okay? Which one they not mention.
4. It is beneficial of technology development because communication has become easier than ever.
Yes, today's communication tools make it possible to connect with each other in many different ways.
Question. Which of the following statements is not mentioned in the dialogue?
So they're asking the one they did not mention. Okay? So let's listen again.
4. It is beneficial of technology development.
Okay, beneficial. The beneficial one is letter A, right? Communication tools are beneficial. So it's not letter A, it's not letter A.
Because communication has become easier than ever.
Yes,
So communication become easier than ever. It's not B as well, not B. Okay?
today's communication tools make it possible to connect with each other in many different ways.
Many different ways. It's not D. So she said different ways. So it's not D.
Question. Which of the following statements?
So they finished their statement, right? So they didn't say frequency. They did not say about anything about frequency. So letter C is the one. So this is the one they did not mention. Did you get it? So the letter D, she said in the end. Okay? So let's hear one more time. So for the verification.
4. It is beneficial of technology development because
So it's beneficial, right? The first one, beneficial. Letter A is not A.
communication has become easier than ever.
Yes,
Become easier. Letter B is not B, easier. He mentioned easier. B is not this one.
today's communication tools make it possible to connect with each other in many different ways.
Different ways. Letter D. So he mentioned A, B, and D. So the C is the one that they did not mention, okay? So they did not say anything about more frequently or frequency. So letter C is the correct one. Okay, number 5 now.
5. I think that everyone should learn different languages.
Learning different languages is important due to globalization. The more languages you speak, the better you can communicate.
Question. According to the man, why is learning more languages important? 5. I think that everyone should learn different languages.
Learning different languages is important due to globalization. 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 The more languages you speak, the better you can communicate.
Question.
Due to globalization. The more languages you speak, the better you can communicate.
Question. According to the man, why is learning more languages important?
Due to globalization. Due to globalization. Different languages is important. Due to globalization. Different languages is important. Due to globalization. Different languages is important. Due to globalization.
So where did you find globalization? What's the answer for globalization? Here, he's saying globalization.
The more important due to globalization. Learning different languages is 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 important due to globalization.
So letter B, because effective communication is necessary. No, they're not saying anything about globalization. So according to the passage, for example, according to the man, right? So why is it important? According to the man. What the man is saying? The man is saying this here.
Learning different languages is important due to globalization. Learning different languages is important due to globalization. Learning different languages is important due to globalization.
So learning is important, right? Learning English is important due to globalization. So you guys put letter B. Letter B has nothing on globalization. Letter A here, right? Because of globalization. 5A, okay? Not B, not C, not D. So 5A, did you understand why? 5A, because of globalization. Okay? You guys missed this one. This one is very easy because he said, I put it many times there, okay? Letter A, not B. So B, because effective communication is necessary. Okay, he didn't say that. He said because of globalization. And the question is, according to the man. All right. Now we're going to listen to a small, not small, it's a longer one, okay? It's a longer one, and then we try to fill in the blanks. Let's listen to the next one.
What do you think of communication tools today?
Good question. First of all, I think that there are many advantages if used effectively.
Certainly, having a mobile device is beneficial for communication. I could not live without my smartphone.
Agreed. A smartphone is necessary. However, it should be used in a responsible way.
If used responsibly, it helps us to keep in touch and get work done efficiently.
We have all the communication tools today, and yet often communication is lacking.
Perhaps communication was more direct before the technology of the 21st century.
It certainly was simpler, but now smartphones are an essential communication tool.
Okay, let's fill in the blanks. Number one, okay? Number one now.
What do you think of communication tools today?
Good question. First of all, I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively.
What's the word?
I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively. I think that there are many advantages if used effectively.
I'm gonna keep repeating until you type in the words. For example, number one, I think that there are many something. So you type in this word that is missing. So I'll keep repeating until you type the word. At least one student need to type the word.
Advantages if used effectively. That there are many advantages if used effectively. Are many advantages if used effectively. Are many advantages if used effectively.
Certainly, having a mobile device is beneficial for communication. I could not live without my smartphone.
Agreed. A smartphone is necessary. However, a smartphone is necessary. Smartphone is necessary. Smartphone is necessary. Is necessary. Is necessary. Is necessary. However, is necessary. How is necessary. Smartphone is necessary. A smartphone is necessary. A smartphone is necessary. A smartphone is necessary. A smartphone is necessary. However, it should be used in a responsible way.
If used responsibly, it helps us to keep in touch and get work done efficiently. Helps us to keep in touch and get work done efficiently. Touch and get work done efficiently. And get work done efficiently. Get work done efficiently. Get work done efficiently. Get work done efficiently.
We have
And get work done efficiently. And get work done efficiently.
We have all the communication tools today, and yet often communication is lacking.
Perhaps communication was more direct before the technology of the 21st. Communication was more direct before the technology of the 21st century. Communication was more direct before the technology of the 21st century. Communication was more direct before the communication was more direct before the tech communication was more direct before 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 the technology of the 21st century.
It certainly was simpler. But now smartphones are an essential communication tool. 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 But now smartphones are an essential communication tool.
Yes, very good. You did very well. I see the same student, right? Oh, the last student was not the same. But yes, so these are the correct words. So the only one that you put in the past is worked, but it's work, okay? The smartphone help us get work done, not worked. Just work, okay? So this is the only one you get a little bit wrong. So the word is work, not worked. But all the other words are correct, okay? So you fill the blanks very nicely. Very well done. Congratulations. And I see the same students did all of them. So I want to congratulate you, and your other students are missing the opportunity to participate. All right. Let's do now another text, okay? Another one, and then you have to answer some questions.
How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work? The best way to avoid misunderstandings is by developing the skills necessary for good communication. An effective communicator speaks clearly and fluently. Good communicators also need to be good listeners. Being a good listener is essential for making sure that the speaker's message is correctly understood. Listening effectively can avoid misunderstandings. Clear communication is also important when using text. You have to make certain that when you write a text, you are writing in a manner that will be clearly understood. Conversely, when reading a text, you have to make sure that you understand its meaning and intention. Then, there should not be any miscommunications.
Okay, question number 1. Why is it necessary to communicate clearly?
1. Why is it necessary to communicate clearly? 1. Why is it necessary to communicate clearly? 1. Why is it necessary to communicate clearly?
Anyone?
1. Why is it necessary to communicate clearly? 1. Why is it necessary to communicate clearly?
How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work? How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work? How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work? How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work? How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work? How can you avoid misunderstandings at home and at work?
So I put this one, so this is the beginning of the clip, okay? So he is stating the main topic. So how to avoid misunderstanding? This is the main topic, right? So now it comes the question, why is it necessary to communicate clearly? So he's talking about avoiding misunderstanding, okay? So this is the answer, right? So is it necessary to communicate clearly because you avoid misunderstanding? This is the whole topic of this talk, okay? Number 2 now. Let's see number 2.
2. According to the passage, what should a good communicator need to do? 2. According to the passage, What should a good communicator need to do? 2. According to the passage, what should a good communicator need to do? How can you avoid also need to be good listeners? Being a good listener is essential for making sure that the speaker's message is correctly understood. Being a good listener is essential for making sure that the speaker's message is correctly understood. Listeners. Being a good listener is essential for making sure.
So yes, letter D, be a good listener, right? So to be a good communicator, you need to be a good listener as well. Okay, last one, number 3 now.
3. Why do you need to read a text carefully? 3. Why do you need to read a text carefully? 3. Why do you need to read a text carefully? 3. Why do you need to read a text carefully? 3. Why do you need to read a text carefully?
Yes, letter B, to understand its meaning. Very good. To understand its meaning. Very nice. Number 3, letter B, to understand its meaning. Okay. And now we're going to do the test number 4. It's about the same clip, okay? You're going to tell me if this statement is true, or if it is false, or no information given, okay? So number 1, you can always avoid misunderstanding. True or false? Number 1. You can always avoid misunderstanding. True or false? Or not given? Anyone? Number 1, false. Okay. Anyone else? Does everyone agree with the Liu Shanxing? Because it's not false. Okay. They didn't say anything about avoiding. So, for example, the topic is about avoiding misunderstanding, but they didn't say that you can always avoid it. So they didn't say anything about always avoiding. So this one is not given. So the first one is not given. Don't get discouraged, okay? At least you are the only one who typed in the answer. Number 2 now. Number 1, not given. Number 2, you can avoid misunderstanding by developing good communication skills. You can avoid misunderstanding by developing good communication skills. True, false, or not given? This one is true. Yes, this one is true. Number 2, true. Number 3, listen effectively cannot avoid misunderstanding. Listening effectively cannot avoid misunderstanding. Yes, this one is false. So even though if you can listen effectively, sometimes you cannot avoid misunderstanding. Okay, very good. Number 4 now. Number 4, when writing a text, you need to write in a manner that will be clearly understood. When writing a text, you need to write in a manner that will be clearly understood. Yes, this one is true. And number 5 now, the last one. When reading a text, you have to understand its meaning. When you're reading a text, you have to understand its meaning. So when reading a text, you have to understand its meaning. Number 5 is also true. Okay? So number 1, not given. Number 2, true. Number 3, false. Number 4, true. Number 5, true. Okay. So this is the part 2. Now we're going to do part 3. Part 3 is usually when you like it more, right? Because there's a video on it. So We're gonna watch a video, a small video, and that's a fun video to watch. But before watching the video, you need to do the vocabulary, okay? So there's 5 words: cab, assignment, suspect, assumed, and responsible. You need to match the word with definition, right? The definition is A, B, C, D, E. So the words are in 2 pages, right? So, but you have the book there, right? So I will give you 1 minute, okay? 1 minute, okay? 1 or 2 minutes, okay? Starting now, 1 minute. Go ahead and match the words with the definition. 1 minute and a half. Go ahead. All right, so what's the word cab? What's the definition of word cab? Can anyone type? Number 1, word cab. D, yes, taxi. Cab and taxi are the same thing. Very good. Number 2 now. Word assignment. Word assignment. Word assignment. Number 2, word assignment. What's the letter? Word 2, C, yes. Task or piece of work assigned to someone as part of a job. Task or piece of work assigned to someone as part of a job. Okay, word number 3, suspect. 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 It's not E, okay? It's not E. Word suspect is B. Okay? A person thought to be guilty of a crime. So if I thought you're guilty, you're suspect. A person thought to be guilty of a crime. Okay, word number 4, assumed. Word 4, assumed. Word 4, assumed. Yes, supposed to be the case without proof. Supposed to be the case without proof. And the last one, responsible. Responsible is responsible, yay, having control over or care for someone. Having control over or care for someone. Very good. Now I'm gonna play the video, okay? Let's play the video.
cannot believe this shit. First I get a bullshit assignment, now Mr. Rice-A-Roni don't even speak American. Come on, man, my ride over here. Put your bag in the back.